Man, I feel like one of my favorite things coming out this season is just how much of a character Extra has turned into. But here we are, our first semi-final of the two. Vitality and Top Locals playing against each other tomorrow. Guys, I feel like if any team could have possibly got through this lower bracket to take on BDS, Queso might be the one that might have the best chance to do it, purely just because of the pure chaos that they cause, Turtle.
Yeah, I mean, he said it in the interview. They play fast. It's hard to go against them. Extra said this because of how speedy they are. They're trying to move the ball down the field as quickly as possible. The counterattacks, the transitions, all of that is going at max speed, and that can either be their best friend or their worst enemy here.
It's going to be huge. I mean, definitely, we could all agree coming into the tournament that Queso were the real wild card. You don't know if they're going to show up and just lose immediately to Solary, or if they're going to make the run like they currently are. But one thing we can also agree on is that they look fantastic in the first 2 days of competition. I think the best team out of the rest so far. We've not seen Vitality. This is the first time we're seeing BDS. But out of the other 4 teams in the championships for EU, Queso easily the best for me.
And for a lot of people as well, they'll look at this as BDS is the take. They've been brilliant so far. They've won every single major. This will be their opportunity to try and take the Grand Slam. All 4 best possible tournaments for them to win. They would have taken them. On the other side, Johnny, there is that little bit of pressure here because if they don't win this, it would have felt like the whole of their season, what they put together, they kind of threw away at the most important moment.
Yeah, they've been cruising for a bit, and you know that hasn't stopped them from winning. It didn't stop them from winning the 3rd major, but they've known for a long time that they were going to make championships. They were going to be here playing for the entire season in this week, and now they finally get to do it. All that anticipation, all of those nerves, it culminates.
Yeah.
And you know, a good start here for BDS is a good sign because they've not always been the fastest starters. In fact, losing a lot of game 1s at the start of the season, but. It has been BDS pressuring Queso early on. A good chance to... Oh, what shot as well. Atomic off the bar. Best chance of the game. Well struck as well by Atomic. Queso,
and that's where the speed comes in, man. You can see how fast they are to get to that aerial. It's just ridiculous. You've got Team BDS waiting on the defensive side, and then all of a sudden, one little pop-up, and you've got Team Queso beating you in the air with a shot on net. The defense from Team BDS on the goal line has got to be pristine. Otherwise, this is going to happen to Mensa gets the first one here in the set.
That's just a huge mistake. Extra completely misreads it, gets in the way of Monkey Moon as well. If there was a worse way for that one to go, I'm yet to see it. And for Team Queso, a reminder that despite what they might have looked at throughout some parts of this season, Team BDS are mortal. They can be beaten. Team Queso not necessarily coming in here without their own plaudits. They have won regionals. They've taken down the best of the best this season. It's just that BDS have been that level above everybody else. So we now see Extra can't get past another player. He'll want to try and put right the wrong that previously happened. Already up yet again. That's a shot looking for the far side, and Atomic pushes that away with conviction.
Yeah, strong save by Atomic. He had the whole goal covered. We're seeing why they're so dangerous. That's another goal for Queso. VK sailing in off the bar.
Oh my goodness. Not only do you get the speed from the midfield, it was a poor touch from Monkey Moon. VK Salen is in the exact position he needs to be, and he sees that misread and says, okay, I'll take that. Thank you for the free shot. And he nails one off the crossbar.
So, the question really becomes for a lot of people is when do you start believing? Well, maybe not yet. Team BDS always know how to mount a comeback. Lovely play there from Monkey Moon. Didn't play it too early. And marked by 8, right through the middle. Nobody could get to it.
Yeah, Monkey Moon is actually looking for a bit of a block on the previous touch, but I think the defender had the same idea. Both players missed it. And Monkey Moon is quicker on the turnaround to set up the center ball. So important the BDS got a response early here to try and stop that Queso momentum. They're such a strong team once they get momentum going in their favor. And you know, throughout this entire season, they've been winning against the top teams in Europe with triple commits, double commits all over the place. I'll go and say that I think they've been a bit cleaner this week so far. Oh, that's in though. How has this got in? Somebody please explain what that is doing in Queso's net.
I'm trying to understand this. We've got marked by it with the slowest shot known to mankind, and it just rolls in. The first game of this series, and we're getting goals like this. What is happening?
It's nerves. It's exactly what you got to say for everyone. It's marked by 8 now. Looks to try and create another one. BDS on a roll. Do see VK Salem setting up. Demensa didn't want to follow. Gonna try and hold on to that midfield. Monkey Moon across the face and net. Demensa! Well, we've already seen just how dangerous he's willing to play those.
It's the Dominus, man. I'm telling you, you can't play a Dominus and not be completely unpredictable. No Dominus player has any idea what they're doing at any given time, but luckily for them, no one else knows what they're doing either. And since there are more opponents on the field than teammates, the odds are in your favor. You're fooling more opponents than you are fooling teammates. So we'll have to wait and see if it continues to work out for them. That's another good save, though. Demensa getting goal side of that one as BDS pressure them in the last minute.
We have had a couple of awkward shots there from Team BDS on the side of Team Queso. And maybe Queso are expecting a little bit more whenever you're playing this fast-paced style. It's really easy to panic. When you get into rotations, you're quickly trying to find that position. And if you see a shot coming in, you're going to pre-jump, you're going to flail a little bit, try and get that pre-flip into the shot. So the slower pace from BDS is kind of catching them off guard.
Demensa keeps that pressure on. Extra. Has he got a teammate downfield? He does, and trying to go for the wrecking ball strategy. Didn't quite work out this time around. 30 seconds left here in game number 1. Monkey Moon takes it down. Demensa meets him. Atomic wanted to take a shot. Now he bumps VK Salem back to defense. And it is that typical self-bumping style that gets them in the right position to deal with this, at least for now. Atomic, powerful clear.
No chance for BDS to finish what would, I think, could just make everybody think they're favorites of this, because Queso had a 2-goal lead earlier.
Oh, wait, no way.
In the end of the game, it's a chance for VK Salem. He's just not got it on target. Overtime game 1.
The creativity off the ceiling there from Team Queso in the final seconds. That's what we needed to see. I thought that would be the end of the first game, but we do get overtime. And it does seem like Team Queso are starting to get a little bit more creative. Maybe this could be their chance to get an early lead against Team BDS.
Oh, low change! Monkey Moon wins the game! And for BDS, statement made. 2 goals down, not a problem.
What a play by Monkey Moon. Fakes the flick, and then let's go straight through VK Salem's 50-50 to give the overtime win to BDS. He's been called the best player in Europe by everyone. He's been called the best player in the world by many for this entire season. Once again, when the pressure peaks, he shows up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it came down to a bit of a slower play too, which is the kryptonite for Team Queso. And even going into that overtime, I thought Team Queso would have the momentum. They looked really solid in the last second to get that buzzer beater, but then you've got just one little change of pace from Monkey Moon to force a better 50-50, and then that's how you finish off game 1 strongly for Team BDS.
Yeah, for BDS, this is probably the best start they could have had. There was one way that you could just sort of say, all right, if they come in and smash game 1, maybe Team Queso can earn their way back into it. But for Queso to start off so well and then to just have it go against them like that, that is more demoralizing than it's a straight up loss.
Yeah, a bit of a messy defensive game for Demensa there. He's going to need to clean it up. I didn't see, you know, the team play or the teamwork going wrong for Team Queso. They were shooting with confidence, but they need to just make those key touches in defense and not panic, not flail at the ball, especially with how consistent the pressure is from BDS, who did end up outstriking them in that first game.
I just like how Team BDS can recognize that slowing the pace down and, you know, shifting their play style a little bit is what's going to help them against Team Queso. Now the question is, will Team Queso realize that's the strategy that BDS are using and slow down themselves, or will they just keep on this all-out panic and speedy rotation style?
Oh, Monkey Moon already almost found the angle for himself. Now he's a little bit out of position up against VK Salem. No recovery available there. Atomic, good challenge from him. Monkey Moon on the line, marked by it, gets bumped. And that could have been an opportunity for them, just didn't quite open up. Team Queso come into this. There's no real feeling out process here. It is all-out aggression from both squads.
Chance for Atomic on the air dribble. He's denied by Monkey Moon, who's making himself a real presence in the defensive half for BDS. VK Salem's double will be met by Monkey Moon and sent all the way to the offensive corner. That's something Queso are going to need to be careful of. Oh, Monkey Moon's just doing it all right now. Denied, but only for so long. Marked by 8 finishes the job. And I think Monkey Moon is just bossing the lobby right now.
Oh, and he had to throw on a little bit of a musty flick, too, off the crossbar. He forced a pre-jump save. And if you even get a touch on that shot, you're thinking it's a win for Team K, so they can maybe move out. But the pressure is too much from Team BDS, and somebody follows it up.
Hasn't that always been this season over BDS? You save one of their shots, you feel all great about it, you realize you still got 2 or 3 more to try and deal with immediately after that. You get small wins, but they'll never give you the big one, as Monkey Moon already showing up. And as you mentioned, Johnny looks like the best player in the server.
Yeah,
need to call him off.
Yeah, he's just reading every play. He's making the interceptions look easy. And once again, slows it down. No! Monkey Moon with the credit. But is that dribbling that's causing problems for Queso, who are just never in the right place, it would seem.
It's a disaster. An absolute disaster from the defense of Team Queso, and you can't even blame them for that positioning. You're expecting a midfield pass, but it squeezes out, bounces off your car, and goes in, and now 2-0 for Team BDS.
And that is why you rotate back post. Do not want to be in the wrong position when those sort of plays come in. 2-0, 5 goals unanswered right now for BDS.
Yeah, I can only see more coming. It's going to keep going, Shogun, with their... nearly beat sailing with a great save, actually. Having to use his own post, but that's going to keep Queso in the conversation for this game. Got to stay within 2, though. It's very difficult to score back-to-back goals on BDS. Never mind 3.
Feels to me, Johnny, like when we were trying to hype up this series, we had a level of copium involved as well. We were saying, okay, Queso looking amazing this week. That might give them a shot. BDS haven't played the style of this format yet. They might be slow to start. No. None of those are the case right now. If Queso are to beat BDS, they have to be better than BDS. There will be no outside factors involved. BDS are not taking their time to warm up and get into this. And if they did, it took a whole amount of about 90 seconds.
Yeah, you need to really assume a lot of things going wrong to count out BDS. And unfortunately for Queso, BDS are looking pretty good right now. It doesn't seem to bother them that they've not played this week. They've had to sit on the sidelines and watch the lower-seeded teams fighting against each other. And then here they are, just showing once again why they're the #1 team in Europe.
Well, and a lot of times we've seen BDS go for solo plays like that from Monkey Moon, which is already a threat in and of itself, but then you mix that with some midfield passing and you get this offense where Team Queso don't know how to deal with it. That's why you had some awkward positioning in the midfield. Shogun, you were saying to rotate back post, but then they're trying to anticipate and predict the midfield pass. There's so many outlets and so many options you have to watch if you're Queso. Where does their defense pick it up, and how can they start countering this Team BDS?
Sailing. Only as far as marked by 8. Off the backboard, here comes extra! 3-0!
Too easy. It's just too easy for BDS. It is just simple. Any one of them will center the ball, and then any one of them could be there for the finish. They are just rotating perfectly. They're playing their roles perfectly whenever they're called upon, and they're making Queso look easy at the moment.
Yeah.
And this is a team who were called like the biggest competition, perhaps, by Extra in the pre-match interview. He thought that this was going to be a tough one. They're showing Queso a lot of respect in the build-up here. But this is just BDS, pure and simple, being the better team, being the faster team as well. It's not just that they're smarter, they're also more mechanically gifted at the moment.
Even on that last goal, it doesn't even feel like Team Queso are playing, anywhere near their peak. You've seen awkward defensive positioning. Somebody was in the corner for that pass from marked by 8, and that shouldn't even have gone across the net, but nobody was ready. Nobody was in position. Now you see the defense of Team Queso on top of each other. They do manage to move out of their own half, but at what cost? Because now nobody's ready to keep the pressure on.
It's just simply too fast, simply too good at reading the play. BDS constantly in the right position, and it just sounds like we're repeating what we've been saying all season, and that's that Monkey Moon is on a level of his own. But I've seen him so many times in this game cleanly beating Queso players to the ball, and that's a Queso team who are known for their speed, known for their confidence, known to never hesitate in going for a play like that. Monkey Moon is just completely beating them every single time. An extra, a mark by 8. don't look like they're, you know, in any need of being carried here. If Monkey Moon was having an off day, I think it would be just fine because the whole team is playing brilliantly. I think in the clutch and in the specific moments, Monkey Moon has really been a standout for me, but yeah, BDS across the board are just on another level.
Right, and this has always been the elements of BDS where they're punishing well. They're in position to clean up after mistakes that Team Queso or whoever their opponent are, or whoever their opponent is making. And that's the incredible thing about Team BDS is they can punish, they can hit you with dynamic solo plays, they can hit you with team passes. Team Queso aren't prepared at this current moment. So Johnny, you know, if Monkey Moon is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Team BDS, who's going to need to step up in the same fashion for Team Queso?
Well, you got to look at Atomic. He's been the player for me who's had the best week so far. And although Demensa and VK Salen are, you know, such great strikers of the ball, they're so difficult to defend. I think Atomic is the one that can, you know, do everything for Queso, much like Monkey Moon does for BDS. But it's just, there's levels here. I mean, across the board, player for player, you'd pick any BDS player over any Queso player at the moment. It's not like we've got, you know, Monkey Moon being the star of the show, carrying extra mark by 8. No, every single one of BDS is showing up like a well-oiled machine, and they are completely destroying Queso. But this is a best of 7. So for the first time this week, we're not yet on series point.
And that's why I love this format, because there's so much time for Team Queso to get back into this series, this set. Even in this game now, they can make a recovery. There's plenty of time. They're going to have a couple of breaks too, so long as they can keep things close. There's the timeouts. There's lots of things that can try to shift the mentality of Team Queso and make this closer.
Well, VK Salen might have an opportunity here. He was sneaking around in the BDS half. I don't think Monkey Moon knew that he was there, but now Demensa with a lot of work to do. No flip reset, and he's still got a goal somehow. Knocks the ball hard on target.
And this is what they needed, a great start, and it's from the solo play. Demensa, second touch. Nobody from BDS even expected it. He basically floated in midair at the same spot for countless seconds and then popped another one in. That was fantastic work from Demensa and Team Queso. That's what they needed, Johnny.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of whether or not they can solidify the defense, because there have been defensive blunders. There have been moments where the Queso boys are getting stuck on the wrong side of the ball. They're slightly out of position, and you know the BDS are going to start punishing them. They've outshot them, they've outpressured them in every game so far, and I expect that to continue.
Oh, for Team Queso, if they are going to keep this up, they can't afford to drop another lead. Last one, 2 goals wasn't enough, but we already know that Queso, them, they're trying to set on a lead. Their personal way of defending it is to score even more. That speed is going to have to be very much in their favor if they are to take this. Here is Demensa, reset for him. That's going to make life a little bit more awkward, especially if he lands on it. Very crucial game here as Extra looks for the double tap and Atomic takes it away.
BDS are just letting Queso make touches. They know Queso are all about the outplays. They're all about just getting any touch on the ball for the sake of it. But now here goes Monkey Moon. The clear just wasn't quite there for Queso. I think Demensa had a chance at this one. He needs to knock it into the corner, but off the inside of the post is just not good enough, and it's immediately punished by BDS.
This is exactly what Shogun and I were talking about earlier, where you get one save against BDS and you think that's enough. You can fend off for a little bit, but the recovery and the follow-ups from BDS are on another level. You have to be prepared for 2-3 shots at least if you're Team Queso, and that touch has got to be better.
And the problem is, when you deal with that, it's not a strategy thing that you can suddenly plan for. It is the fact that these are players that read the game better than you. They know where they are supposed to be before you know where you're supposed to be. So as a coach, it makes your life very difficult, because there's no way of sort of turning around and just going, oh yeah, just be in position better. They can't do that. And Extra has put another one past them. Oh, dearie me. Queso, lads, this is looking like you're giving the task that we were expecting you to have.
I mean, it's brilliant finishing by BDS. Time and time again, they're just taking their chances. But Demensa's got to go there. He's turned off ball cam. He's trying to catch that into some kind of dribbling play. But you just got to go. You got to read that bounce off the back wall. You've got to get up early. You know that BDS are going to go for this. You know that anyone in BDS will attack that ball.
And we just saw a little bit of a fake kickoff strategy from Team Queso, trying to switch things up, anything to give them some momentum, some energy. The first goal in this game was not enough. and they're just getting overwhelmed, simply put, Shogun.
Well, Monkey Moon has got Extra and Mark both in support. No respect from BDS for this transition, and Atomic couldn't find his way past Mark in the midfield. So far, BDS living up to every single compliment that has been given to them.
Oh my.
Leading into this, as we see the pinch off the backboards. Now Monkey Moon wants to try and get his own challenge. Monkey Moon with Mark by 8. Couldn't quite find him. Thinking he also might have been wanting to turn that one on net instead. There is the difficulty. You've got to try and deal with every single option they're giving themselves. A minute and a half left here, Johnny. Team Queso needs something big.
Oh, and I feel like that needed to be a pass there. I mean, the long shot is hopeful, but it's a bit too hopeful for me. The Queso offense doesn't have the spice that it usually does. I want to see more passing from them. I want to see them try to utilize the options that they are being given. I mean, there's almost always a Queso player lurking upfield, lingering in the opposition half, waiting for a redirect opportunity. I mean, even right now, we've got the same thing happening. It's down the middle every time, and this is not how you clear the ball against BDS. You need to use the corners. You need to get the ball down the line, not into the center, because every time they send it middle, BDS are just sticking it back in the box.
The only benefit I can even see from that, as Monkey Moon shuts me up from the corner, the angle all the way from the left side finds the mark, and what a shot from him.
I mean, what are you supposed to do at this point if you're Queso? You now need to win, most likely 4 in a row, against a team that has decimated the entirety of Europe. VK Sailor would rather it not take that, but needed a better touch. And going back to your earlier point, Johnny, Queso have already hit the point in this series where it's hit and hope. There's not a setup plan. They haven't got players downfield that they can work with. It is already to the moment where they're going to try and out-hit a team like BDS, who have made their entire foundational play the fact that they can clear the ball better than you can.
They just have so much pressure. Look again, they're capitalizing on every single weak clear that's coming out of Team Queso. That's Atomic. He's trying to just beat Monkey Moon to the ball there. He knows that Monkey Moon's going to be a danger. And then, lo and behold, we've got Mark by 8, perfectly intercepting the soft touch that lobs over the center of the box. Again and again and again, BDS are just completely smothering Queso. And you can't really blame Queso too much. They are just completely stuck. They don't know how to get out of defense.
You get this from Extra. The mind games, the switch up, the diversity of their offense. It is insane. I love to see it from BDS. And Team Queso, we know they have what it takes to beat BDS. Even when they're looking this good, the defense has just got to be picked up. And this one, whether or not it's going to go in, it's too late for Team Queso. BDS take another game.
Monkey Moon keeping it up in the air here. They're not satisfied with 4, and I'll tell you what, they might actually have a chance on it. Extra unable to get around it. Oh, what a statement. I mean, we've got a long way left in this set. We've got a long way left in this series, potentially, but for that to happen, it will need to be a massive comeback from Queso. And as we would expect, given their current predicament, they have called for a timeout.
Yeah, probably not a surprise to anybody there. Queso really need to figure out, I don't think this is even as much of a tactical timeout. You just need a moment to breathe, maybe get BDS off their game, just put them on ice, because if BDS continue to play like this, there is nothing a coach can say that could probably turn this one around. But for Queso, really for them, this is just, for a team that is this chaotic and is this difficult to handle, for BDS to turn around and just instantly know what they're going to do every single time they get with the ball, that is terrifying to try and deal with, because there is no team that is going to confuse you as much as Queso, and BDS don't seem to care, Turtle.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with Team Queso right now, I'm trying to figure out what you would even say to these guys to calm them down.
Just start double committing.
just chase the ball, essentially. And it's crazy because a team that relies on chaos, like Team Queso, sometimes when they're in positions where they're just uncomfortable, exactly, they're just chilling. They're not even worried about it. Okay, he's scrolling through the timeline. It doesn't matter.
What is this guy? It's just another day at the office for Mark by 8. He's just hanging out. He's just vibing. 3-0 over Queso in the first series of the championships. Oh, what a surprise. We're winning again. It's just too easy to be BDS. They are on another level. They are on a level of their own. I don't think Queso have got a chance. They don't even have a fool's chance in this series. Maybe in the next one, but 4 in a row against BDS, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Yeah, for BDS, it has quite literally just been Thursday, and nothing else can really be added to it for them. They are here doing what they've done. And for Team Queso, really just need to figure out some way of wriggling out of this grasp that BDS have managed to put them in. You know, they've had a 2-goal lead. That went away from them, and it's weird that we've seen such a huge pivotal moment happen so early on in the series, but ever since then, Queso have not looked to be at the same level. We're going to see what happens after the pause that they've now taken, what exactly the coaches managed to now get into Queso's heads that might be able to turn this around. It is going to have to been the best pep talk in Rocket League history to cause this reverse sweep. Let's see what they've got.
Yeah, it's all about control. They need to control the ball in defense. They have tried time and time again to hard clear it, but they don't have the power. And if they are going to hard clear the ball, they need to actually hard clear it, get it over that midfield where BDS have set up shop. They need to actually hit the ball hard for it to be a hard clear. I don't think that's the answer. I think it's all about the dribbling. It's all about the 50-50s. It's all about the passing. That's what's missing from Queso's game at the moment. But even if they do fix all that, I think BDS are still way too good to lose 4 in a row.
It's just so linear from Team Queso. Mix it up, throw something else at BDS in their defense, and maybe you can punish later on. That's a double commit, though, from Team Queso, which I guess we're quite accustomed to.
That's just a commit to them.
It's just a normal day at the office.
They consider that the adequate amount of cars. Mark by 8 takes his time, realizes that the challenge was going to come from the far side. BDS always doing a great job of forcing 2 cars to respect them whenever they go up for those air dribbles. Tommy wants to get rid, no boost to follow. Already pretty good so far, though, from Queso. Oh, I say that. Dementor goes flying past the board. Now his team's in a bit of trouble. Comes back up. Monkey Moon to finish it. Skies the shot high.
And just look at how many shots there are for BDS. Every single exchange is 2 or 3 shots that are all legitimate chances. And now here's another one extra. Sends it into the bottom corner. And BDS, tactical timeout or no, are still on full gear. No loss of momentum for them.
You've just got to analyze this accuracy. I mean, come on. Look at that shot placement from Extra. I didn't think it was even possible to get a goal. The rotations were looking solid from Team Queso, but that one corner pocket, that one area, and then the pinch save from Team BDS off the post. That's how you clear it.
It don't seem like BDS runs like a traditional second man offense. They've just got everyone available to themselves. And it makes them so difficult to try and deal with. Offensively, Dementor kind of out of position. That should have been a better shot to start with, but Extra will finish off. He's got the brace. And it looks like we are hurtling towards a 4-0.
Oh dear, someone get Dementor a map. He's lost. He's in no man's land, and it's another BDS goal in the chaos. I mean, Queso are supposed to be the kings of chaos. They're supposed to thrive in situations like this, but they're doing anything but thriving at the moment. BDS are completely annihilating them, and you saw it on the face cams between this game and the last. The confidence is completely gone from Queso, and they're a team who are known for their confidence. They're known for their lack of hesitation in their play. BDS have just taken that away from them, left them completely harmless.
It's even more tilting because, you know, from the player perspective of Team Queso, you're wanting to take risks. You're wanting to rely on that chaos, which does leave a couple of gaps open, but you're hoping the other team might not recognize it. But for Team BDS, we haven't seen them miss a punishment one time. They're always in position to capitalize, to catch somebody from Team Queso in the wrong position. Even on that previous goal, we saw it, and it's too much for Team Queso.
Well, I think this is the worst bit here for Queso is that, oh my goodness, Extra, that was disrespectful, buddy. The worst part is for Queso is that we keep talking right now about how they're the chaos team. Right now, they're not. Right now, this is as bread and butter Rocket League as you can possibly pull out from a team. And that's not where Queso really shine. They've never been a foundation-based Rocket League team. As Mark almost able to pull shot an opponent into it. It looks like BDS have already got into Queso's head and resorted them into Plan B. And Plan B is not ever going to be good enough. I think Queso just need to regain that confidence and treat BDS somehow like they're just any other team. Because if they keep playing like this is just another day in the office for BDS.
I mean, it just goes to show the level that BDS are at, because Queso have played 2 series, have played 2 sets, I should say, They played 5 series already this week, and they look like the best team in Europe that have played. And I say that have played because BDS hadn't played up until that point. We all knew BDS were going to most likely come out and look like the best team in Europe, but this level discrepancy is certainly surprising given the run that Queso have had up until this point, where they completely destroyed Guild yesterday. They beat Solary in a fantastic series in day 1 of the competition, but this is the difference. This is how bad BDS make you look. Because even on a good week for Queso, BDS are completely taking them to the cleaners.
If Team Queso are unable to thrive in the chaos, and that's all now in favor of Team BDS, I mean, Shogun, do you think that Team Queso have what it takes to swap up their playstyle and throw, you know, a more strategic and slower strategy? You don't think they should?
I think they've already abandoned it, and I think it's the worst thing they could have done. Like, this is their plan B here, Turtle, and this plan B, it's, as you mentioned earlier, too linear. It's just hitting the ball as hard as you can. There's no real dynamic aspect to this play, and for BDS, they can read this every single day.
Yeah, they've been broken. They've been broken by BDS. BDS have just snapped Queso in half, and then you know, you're expected to operate when you've been snapped in half. It's not that easy. Extra with a goal steal.
The goal steal.
It's a hat trick. We'll let him have it.
Yeah. Monkeyman's looking for a 1,000-point game here. He's an 806, but Extra wants to get some for himself as well. Yeah, BDS are just they're a different breed, and you know, we lacked international competition recently, but even in that absence, everybody can still recognize their greatness, and what they're doing here is just another chapter in an incredible story, one that doesn't look like it's anywhere near ending, as BDS destroy Queso 4-0 in the first series. Got one more at least to come, but I really think it will just be one more at this rate.
So 4-0 in series number 1. If we are going to see this series on any sort of best comebacks in esports history, then hey, this is the sound quote that's going to have to go with it, because right now Team Queso are being completely outmatched. 0 goals over here. They got 2 in the first game, 1 in the third game. They simply have not got rolling just yet. They've got themselves some time now to figure this out. But for me, BDS at this level are simply untouchable, Turtle.
Yeah, and even looking at the replays, a lot of these instances come from one shot where you're forcing an awkward 50 like that from Demensa, and I believe it was marked by 8 or Monkey Moon, who then set up the other pass. It's all about the second man for BDS. They have a follow-up every single time. Team Queso, you have a little bit of a break here, but there's so much improvement. The question is, will we see that now coming into the next series? We're gonna have to find out.
I mean, for BDS, we just have to continue singing their praises. The fact that they're able to show up and look better as the stakes get higher, as the pressure rises, they just look like they're an even better version of themselves, whereas all the teams around them, well, it's really only when they play them. I mean, up until the point that Queso played BDS, they looked great this week, and now they're playing BDS, they look awful, and that's really, I mean, just shows that BDS are the difference. They're a massive difference as well between Queso's other opponents this week in Solary and Guild, who are no slouches at all, as evidenced by this whole season, especially towards the end of it. Yeah, BDS, I think we can all agree. Gonna probably just 4-0 again after the break. I don't see Team Queso taking a game, but who knows? Maybe.
I want to know.
I believe.
You want to believe? All right. Well, make sure you let us believe. Or make sure those of you at home as well. If you truly believe that Team Queso can bring this one back, hashtag Verizon 5G quick chat. Let us know. Put your name on it. Let the whole world know that you think this is possible. Because right now, a lot of us over here do not believe so. BDS do not believe so. But now after this break, we're going to see whether or not Team Queso believes so. We will be back very soon.